I've spent my whole career working in drug device combination products. And if you listen to this podcast, there is a likelihood that you work in or work adjacent to drug device combination products. If you've worked in this industry, you know that the number one question we get asked is, what is a combination product? I wanted to put together a quick reference video for people to be able to share or go back to understand what is a combination product. When we're talking about combination products, we're talking about products that combine medical devices, pharma, and biologics. Technically speaking, in some jurisdictions, a combination product could be a combination of a drug and a biologic. But for the purposes of this video, we are not talking about those. The two factors that philosophically make up drug device combination products are, one, what is the primary mode of action, primary mechanism of action, etc. And two, how are those two components, the drug and device, combined? In the drug-led combination product, the drug is doing the heavy lifting and producing the majority of the therapeutic effect. For something like a prefilled syringe, the therapeutic action, the effect on the patient, comes primarily from the drug component of the prefilled syringe. In other words, the prefilled syringe is just a mechanism that enables the delivery of its contents, which are the meat and potatoes of the therapy. Yes, you wouldn't be able to get those contents into the person without the prefilled syringe, but the syringe is an enabler of the drug being able to reach its intended target. Now, when we talk about device-led combination products, something like a drug-eluting stent, the heavy lifting, the therapeutic effect, comes primarily from the device component. From a stent point of view, the mechanical suspension of the vessel is the primary mode of action, and the drug that's being eluted from the stent is icing on the cake. And yes, it's producing a therapeutic effect, but if it were there in and of itself, it wouldn't be meaningful without the mechanical suspension. That's factor number one. What is doing the heavy lifting? And that is primary mode of action. The second is, how are they combined? This is where you get into the different types of combination configurations. The first kind, I'm going to call them single entity or integrated combination products. This is where the drug and device, or the device and biologic, are physically or chemically combined into one product. This is something like a drug-eluting stent, a prefilled syringe, or an auto-injector IV bag. The second one is a co-packaged combination product where a drug, device, or biologic is packed together in a single unit. This is like a vial kit, a vial adapter, and a syringe, or a vial and a administration withdrawal needle, diluents, etc., but it's all in one box. A cross-labeled combination product is where you have a drug, device, or biologic where they are cross-labeled for each other. And this is something, like I said, the nebulizer, where it needs to be used with a certain drug, or there's a lot of reconstitution systems where the diluent and the reconstitution piece are individually approved, individually sold, but only to be reconstituted together. To summarize the philosophy behind drug-device combination products, you have two regulated components, a drug and a device, combined together. The primary mode of action determines which part of the product is going to take the lead and which part is going to be submitted to the competent element of the health authority. The two parts that make up a combination product, there is the which part is doing the heavy lifting that determines if it's drug-led or device-led, and then there is the how is it combined, which determines whether it's single entity, cross-labeled, or co-packaged. And so if you have a friend that asks you what is a combination product, feel free to share this video with them. I hope you found it helpful. Talk to you next time.